Shalom. Kol Holo Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Raha HaKadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. My name is Barad DeBall, coming to you from the GMS campus, Indianapolis. And to all those listening and learning to you, I say Shalom. Especially to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. As you can see, here's a Consumer Report investigation. It says synthetic braiding hair danger. So before I play this, I'm actually get a couple scriptures, and then we'll play it, read a few things, and we'll end. It says this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 5. In present day, Esau Edom is ruling the entire earth. And it says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the law, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. So in today's time, Esau Edom, he has had access, as it tells us in Job 9:24, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. And under his hand and under his rulership, we're finding that everything in which he had been very successful in doing is all coming to naught. We're seeing that everything in which he has allowed and he has pushed forth, it is now being uncovered by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, starting with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and unto his men. All right. And we're looking at the food. You know, it tells you that we shall eat our defiled bread amongst the Gentiles. You see how the water is polluted. We see that the music that is being pushed and allowed to be pushed is being polluted. We see that it's degenerate when you look at the music in which our people glorify. The air quality, all right, from top to bottom, even down to, the women and the men, okay? They are a very degenerate generation, and Esau, Edom, and the other nations have all had a play in the downfall of the people. This is one here. It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 15. He says, I am sore displeased with the heathen. This Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai speaking. He says that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they help forward the affliction. So the afflictions that the Lord has said he would scatter us into lands, we would lose our heritage, we would lose his name for a time. All right. We would not have the proper name to call on. And while we were scattered and lost in all these places, especially here in the Americas, we've been in the hand of an enemy. And he's been nothing but cruel unto the children of Israel, allowing things to happen as far as they said in many places, overseas. Some of the chemicals that are in certain foods aren't even allowed, let alone what you're going to see in this Consumer Report. And so because they are ruling, we are in a very, very bad condition. All right, let's go ahead and get this video, and then we'll read a couple more scriptures. Again, this is very short, and then we'll just end from there.
Get a credit card when you have poor or no credit? Then you need Self. Simply download the
Consumer Reports investigation is sounding the alarm about synthetic braiding hair. It's something used by a whole lot of people, especially the black population, including children.
Our Nydia Hahn joins us now with the concerning findings. Nydia.
Yeah, concerning is right. Testing found potentially dangerous chemicals, including cancer-causing substances, in 100% of the hair samples. We break down the investigation results and have tips on how to stay safe.
I like to wear braids because it saves me time in the morning. They're convenient. You can just style it and just go.
Now, a new investigation by Consumer Reports is raising alarming questions about the safety of synthetic braiding hair. 10 popular synthetic braiding hair products were tested. The results are troubling. Every sample contained carcinogens, chemicals that may cause cancer.
3 of the samples tested positive for benzene, a carcinogen that is highly regulated and discouraged for use in laboratories because of the potential to cause cancer.
James Rogers, who led CR's synthetic hair testing, says testing found lead in 90% of the products.
There is no safe levels of lead. Our risk assessments and exposure models indicate that for users of these 9 products, they could be exposed to concerning levels of lead over time.
The risks don't stop there. When the hair is dipped in hot water during installation, a standard practice, it releases volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, that can irritate eyes, throat, and lungs. CR contacted all the brands for comment. Only 2, Sensational and Magic Fingers, responded, both disagreeing with CR's test methodology. HairZone Sensational said, "We unequivocally stand by the safety of Sensational products, and our company urges consumers to continue to confidently use Sensational products." Magic Fingers said, "We strongly stand by the safety of our products and the quality materials used to make them." If you use synthetic braids or if you install them, experts recommend the following safety precautions to reduce risks. Check for product recalls, read labels carefully, and limit how long you wear the style. And if you've experienced reactions to synthetic braiding hair, Consumer Reports recommends talking to your doctor and consider filing a report with the FDA. A very important investigation, guys. Back to you.
Now, as you can see, they said, it's synthetic hair. So the other nations, they deal, with synthetic hair, but not to the magnitude of the so-called black woman. Okay, the tribe of Judah. There's actually scripture I want to bring up really quick. One moment. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 24. It says, "And it shall come to pass." Let me go back up. Let me go up some. The main point I want is 24. And this is dealing with the daughters of Zion. All right. But I just want to go up just a little bit. This is this is quite a bit. Let me see. 1 second. This is verse 16. It says, "Moreover, saith the Lord, Yahweh, saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with a stretched forth neck and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, making a tinkling with their feet." So they said the daughters of Zion, which, is all the children of Israel, the women, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American women. But we know that the so-called black woman, which is the head tribe of Judah, the Judite woman, she actually suffers from what I'm going to bring out a little bit more, actually a lot more than the other tribes. And it's dealing with their hair. Okay, it says, because of their pride, their haughtiness, he says, "Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts." So, of course, now you notice in these last days, even and we can go back years, that many of our women from the different color hair, actually, I think it was Apostle Gabar, actually. Yeah, I watched the video and he was just going through pages and pages of pictures of women putting the blonde in their hair, which we know the scriptures speak about blonde hair, okay, being a curse. And they had the red weaves, the different color braids and things like that. And so of course, through their pride, that is the glory. Their hair is the glory of a woman. The woman is the glory of the man, and a woman's hair is her glory, as the scriptures speak about. And so he said he will smite the crown of the daughters of Zion. So as you can see, the curses of our women. Many of them have really short hair or have issues with growing their hair, so they go to wigs and weaves and different hair pieces in order to compensate for the things that they lack in their glory. So I'm going to jump down to verse 24. He says, "And it shall come to pass, instead of a sweet smell, there shall be a stink." Because again, the women they were at the glory of a woman, smelling good, looking good, now they having a smell, and if you can kind of gather that, it says, "And instead of a girding, a rent." Okay, so now instead of the good physique, now they got these, they call fupas, they're out of shape. Okay, and it says, "Instead of well set hair, baldness." Okay, and instead of a stomacher, a girdle, a sackcloth, and burning, instead of beauty. But instead of well set hair, baldness. And so, again, because our women have lost the heritage of keeping themselves up, or like first and foremost, coming back to Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai, they also have been affected, and they've been affected greatly by their beauty. Okay, and so we see those things that are happening. Of course, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, has pushed that upon us, or should I say, pushed forth the affliction. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 6. It says, "My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee." It says that thou shalt be no priest to me, started with the men first, "seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of the Most High, I will also forget thy children." And because we forgot the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, we have been destroyed. Okay, we have gone through these curses, and but pretty soon he's going to bring us back. Let me look up, because they mentioned lead and they mentioned cancerous. So I looked up the overview of lead. It said lead poison occurs when lead builds up in the body. It says often over months or years. Even small amounts of lead can cause serious health problems. Children younger than 6 years are especially vulnerable to lead poisoning, which can severely affect mental and physical development. At very high levels, lead poison can be fatal. Lead-based paints and lead-contaminated dust is older, or in older buildings, are common sources of lead poisoning in children. Other sources include contaminated air, water and soil, and now we could say hair products, right? Synthetic hair products, which is $1 billion industry, okay? Multi-billion-dollar industry. Adults who work with batteries, say this is like very acidic. Batteries, do home renovations, or work in auto repair shops also might be exposed to lead. It says this. There is treatment of lead poisoning, but take some simple precautions can help protect you. So simple precautions can help protect you, your family, from lead exposure before harm is done. And then here's some symptoms, okay? Symptoms: development delay, learning difficulties, irritability, loss of appetite, weight loss, sluggishness and fatigue, abdominal pain, vomiting, constipation, hearing loss, seizures, eating things such as paint chips that aren't food. Okay, being born prematurely, having low birth weight, having slow growth, high blood pressure, joint muscle pain, difficulties with memory or concentration, headaches, okay, abdominal, I'm having a problem with that word, pain, mood disorders, okay, reduced sperm count and abnormal sperm, miscarriage, stillbirth, and premature birth in pregnant women. Now, we know that even in the first Egypt, that we had the Planned Parenthoods that was placed. Excuse me. Let me restate that. In the first Egypt, they were trying to get rid of the male children. And anytime that the woman would have birth, they said keep the girls and get rid of the males, because they know that the male brings forth the life, and the seed continues on with the male. Now, as modern times, they have the Planned Parenthoods, the Margaret Sangers, the eugenics that was being pushed all throughout, right? And now you have the Planned Parenthoods mainly with close by proximity of the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American communities, pushing forth the unaliving of children at conception, if we can get that. So I'll just stop there if you can understand. So that's been a push, because again, when we were in the first, in Egypt, that slavery, and under the stress, the people multiplied. And of course, what other way to slow down an increase of people? You got Tuskegee, and you got the Guatemala, where they were actually injecting, and this is actually things you can look up, they were injecting syphilis and other diseases, which would be taken back home, and they would watch to their family or to their wives. And these were men that they were doing this to. And you would see this increase, this influx, and actually was shown that it was being passed down, to the wife, and from the wife to the child, if they had conceived children. And so this thing had been greatly affected by the people, by a people who have been in rulership over us. They have greatly affected the nation of Israel. Again, as we mentioned before, pushing forward the affliction. But pretty soon, the Lord is exposing all these things, and he's doing it by the mouth of his prophets. And it'll be pretty soon we will be brought out of this land and be in our rightful minds and rightful state. But that'll only be with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I'm going to end with this last scripture. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 10. He says, "Behold, my people is led," no pun, no, it's not spelled the same, of course, "led as a flock to the slaughter." Okay, because everything in which they give us and they say they deem to be okay, and we do it at a mass rate, there's some cause or something that comes out of it, especially when it's provided by Esau, Edom, these other nations. Of course, many of the places in which our people get their hair products from be from the so-called Chinese, the Moab, and Ammon, the so-called Japanese, but mainly the Chinese places in which they get a lot of their hair products. It says, "And I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." And of course, we're talking about modern day Egypt, this prophecy that pretty soon we will be delivered from out of this current place, which is considered Sodom and spiritually Egypt. So I hope that this lesson was edifying, alarming, uplifting, exhorting of some sort to the elect body of true believers. Before I end, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, WHAAAT. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. And to all those listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom.